Let's welcome Sheila.
I would like to start by thanking Tim and the staff here at Hillyer for, first of all, accepting my proposal and then for working with me to install the show. I appreciated their visit because it helped me to decide how the work would hang and what exactly I would put in the show. So without further ado, I'm going to start my little presentation. Responding to Ellen Q's question, how do you see the art world now in 2017? Frank Stella said, it's an interesting version of what happened in the 60s. It's a little bit tricky because there are more artists and opportunities now than ever before. If you take the not so positive view of it, you can say it has expanded, but is there better art? I don't know if it's just loyalty to my generation or the way I grew up, but I don't see that the quality of art has expanded dramatically. Today, we find ourselves in Frank Stella's world, participating in one of those staged moments of togetherness in the appreciation of art. Now mostly reduced to identity to explain and position within this context a rationale for investment. Fine art is a peculiar institution. Still, art remains an amazing cultural phenomenon. No one can really define what art is. What is accepted to be art is mostly proposed through blue-chip vendors of created objects and ideas. Art begins with an idea that becomes an object. Material, process, subject, matter, all engineered to make you stop and look. To make you stop, then look. There may be other reasons for its existence, but its purpose is to make you stop and look. There is an experiential quality to art. Looking is not passive. Artists orchestrate and maneuver materials with space and intention. The goal, intelligibility and readability. This is the power of narrative. Take a moment to think about the total body experience versus a purely visual one. What we see versus an interpretation of the signs. Abstract picture making is such that an artist nor viewer can see things they have not seen before. Meaning is drawn from the common fund of daily visual enterprise and adventure. Abstraction references both the artist's memory and the viewer's recollection of having seen the same thing or something similar. When art shares a common idea, experience, or view, what we have seen in common is what the art communicates. Looking is not passive. We are in Frank Stella's world. Marxist thought is that there can be no standalone radical art or anti-capitalist artistic gesture. We're in this moment of advanced capitalism where Black art is American art and identity is a rabbit hole making our work invisible beyond where we exist, a place where value is assigned, accrued, and deemed culturally significant, supposedly reflective of how we live, our values, and a validation of our humanity. This means it is a radical gesture to make the work that we must make, a spiritual and intellectual pursuit rooted in the scholarship of plasticity. The transformative power of Black art is the unsanctioned silhouette we encounter without going out of our way in the lexicon of our everyday. Where we go from here is wayfinding, a series explaining the language of abstraction using contrasted painted materials and installation. It is inspired by relief, works using painted quilt batting presented at New Door Creative in Baltimore last year, and ghost stories, double-sided canvases that were initially used to absorb excess paint from the quilt batting. Wayfinding started with looking out, the 3 orange pieces, cutting up an unfinished ghost canvas and weaving through with quilt batting because I wanted to contrast textures. All the works presented are experiments in using these materials harmoniously and infusing readability with how they are painted, put together, and presented. Sharp, clean cuts, jagged edges, stitching, and spiraling are violent maneuvers that reference current upheaval and instability. Every component has meaning within the context of each work, and each of the independently hanging works has multiple options for installation. We are in Frank Stella's art world. More artists and opportunities than ever before with bigger and more diverse audiences. As my audience, you get to decide, is this art or not?